I'm going to win this battle. Oh, it's so spicy in here. Hi friends! So this is the second to last video of my Mandalorian. Today I'm going to be making the belts. So the belt and the belt and the legs. What we're doing today, I'm going to show you how I make those things. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the video of how I made the Mandalorian's legs and the belts. So starting with the thigh pieces, I wrapped some craft paper around my thigh and traced out the general shape of the thigh armor while looking at my reference photo. I cut it out and repeated it on the other side. These are my painting pants, so excuse the mess here. Once they were both cut out, I slapped them onto some 6mm foam, traced them, and then cut them out with my blade. I measured out some of the edging that's going to go around both of the thigh pieces. I used 6mm foam for this. I angled my blade so that there would be a beveled edge. The beveled edge of the foam will face the inside of the thigh armor. I also cut out a few rectangles of 4mm foam for a few of the detail pieces that's on the right thigh piece. Next, I contact cemented the foam pieces onto the armor. I was out of the frame here, but I'm basically just wrapping the 6mm beveled foam strip around the left thigh piece. After the edging is on, I put down a 2-inch wide strip of 4mm foam right down the middle of the thigh armor. Next, I assembled the details on the right thigh piece. And here they all are together. I blasted them with my heat gun and I formed them around my thighs, and then I used some Velcro to stick them to the pants that I'll be wearing. I really like these pants a lot because of all like the cool stitching and the pockets. It's got pockets, like really big pockets too, and they were like $3 at the thrift store, but they were pretty big on me, so I did take them in at the sides. I did a really lazy job at this. It's whatever, they're just pants. Next, for the knee armor, I looked at a 3D print reference photo again. Same with the bracers, it broke everything down, so it was really easy to figure out for foam application. I made a pattern, cut it out, put it on a 6mm foam, and cut that out. I adjusted it a few times until I was fully happy with the shape. Next, I did that cool V-cut thing into the sides of the knee piece, took out the middle piece of foam, and then I glued the edges together. This created that cool like angle bit part stuff thing. Yeah, words. So I ended up using Nerf darts as like the ammo stuff, like all around him. He's got Nerf darts, and I love that. 10 out of 10 Nerf darts are wonderful for this. I wrapped some 6mm foam around the base of them, and then I glued them onto the armor. Then I just added some straps and buckles, and it was good to be primed and painted, which I will get to later. For the shin armor, I put on the boots that I wear with this costume, wrapped them in Plasti Wrap, taped it up, and I drew on a pattern. After that, I cut it off of me. I added these points, these little loopy curved points right here to make the foam flare out a little bit so I have more movement for like my foot. And then I put it on a 4mm foam and I cut them out. I cut out 4 pieces total for the base of the shin armor. Then I just glued them all together. I added 4mm foam to the underside of the front foam piece, and then I glued Velcro on top of that to make it removable. And then here is how the attachment looks. For the square thing on his boot, I don't know what this is. This is a square. I took 6mm foam, wrapped it in my leather fabric, and then glued it to the foam. I glued the foam piece to this strip of leather fabric, which I finished on the edges. I added Velcro to the back for attachment. The boot cover was just from an old jacket. The little bag on this is also attached with Velcro. For his ammo boot thing, I don't know what this is. I cut out a 4mm rectangle. I measured the Nerf darts and marked out where the darts are going to sit, and then I cut out the edges so that my leather can weave through the cuts and then hold the darts. For the belts, I measured my hips and the length over my shoulder to my hips, and then I took that measurement and put it onto my leather fabric. The belts are 2.5 inches wide, so I did about 4 inches to allow plenty of seam allowance. I don't have a walking presser foot, so instead I use some hair oil to help the foot slide across the leather fabric since it does want to get stuck and my sewing machine does not want to sew over this. It is a cheap machine and I have been doing this for years. It doesn't harm the fabric, but it is how I got through this ridiculous build. My sewing machine did not want to sew the front of this fabric. With the belt sewed, I used a small strip of leather fabric to hold the ammo canister things he has on his chest, again spacing them out with Nerf darts. I do cut down the Nerf darts later so they are not this long. Basically I'm just pinning the darts into place and then I slide them out and sew down the pockets. This is just a little standard envelope style bag pattern that I use for literally so many projects. It's a really good pattern and it does hold things, so that's nice. So I traced this pattern onto my leather fabric, cut it out and sew the edges together. The little band in the middle is sewn to the top of the bag and is looped through the belt so it slides nicely along the belt. The belt buckle got a silver spray paint finish before getting sewn onto the belt. I did the same canister pocket method on the hip belt part. For the grav charge things, I cut the base out of 4mm foam and wrapped 12mm foam around a circle, and this forms the base of the bombs. I scored the 12mm foam as well and heated it up, so that's where these little ridges come from. Once glued on, I attached strips of 6mm foam a bit smaller than the base, and then even a smaller strip on top of that. I painted the bottoms of 3 circle cabochons and I glued them into the holders. I was pretty excited to use this tool again. I got it for laying flooring in our previous house, so now I'm using it to make a pattern to put on the leather fabric so that I can cover half of the grab charge things. And see, it's a perfect fit. So here I'm pulling out the tops of these Nerf darts, trimming down the darts, and then I shoved the top back in. I didn't glue them. I was just hoping none of them would fall out, and none of them have, so that's good. For the hip pieces, I made a pattern looking at my reference, and then I cut them out of 6mm foam. Did that V-cut on both sides of the armor, and then I pulled out the middle foam, and then I glued the edges together. I also glued Velcro to the top of the armor and on the inside of the belt where they're going to sit. For paint, I first primed the pieces with some white Plasti Dip, and then I hand painted them this gray-blue color. They're a little more gray in person. I painted the knee pieces the same color and I painted the ammo things silver. I'm dry brushing some silver onto the edges and kind of in splotches to make it look like the paint is wearing off. I gotta log in at Pokemon Go. I play Pokemon Go. Oh, they updated. That's so cute. For the leg armor, I painted it brown because I think that's the color of it. This might actually be leather. I have no idea. And then I mixed up some different shades of brown. Why is my Pokemon Go sound on? Then I mixed up different shades of brown and I used a sponge to weather it a little bit and give it a little dimension and some life. Why is my sound on in Pokemon Go? I never have my sound on. Did they like mess up settings and I have to reset them? Ew. The little ammo holder thing got the same paint job. All of the darts got some metallic silver spray paint and then they were put into their respective places. No glue on them. The pockets are snug enough for them to not fall out. And that's it. Oh. What makes you think I'm a butt? Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it. So I'm left-handed, so I actually can't do it with my other hand, like at all. Anyway, yeah, I will see you guys next week for the last video of The Mandalorian. I might do one video after that showing how I put everything on because I find that extremely informative when cosplayers post like little videos on how they put everything on. I'm winded from throwing a fan. So yeah, I hope you have a super awesome rest of the day and I will see you guys next week. Bye.